EDP445 is a very infamous creator who has gotten a lot of criticism over a lot of heinous actions he has committed over the past few years, and he has once again been caught doing some very heinous things that we will get into later in this video, and a lot of people who have called him out for this have been getting their videos striked, taken down, and some have gotten their channels terminated over it. The outrage against EDP445 is now turning into outrage against YouTube itself for potentially silencing the concerned voices of people speaking out against EDP445. Hello everybody, this is a really off-the-cuff video. What I'm about to talk about is a situation I was planning to talk about next week. When it comes to YouTube, there are a lot of people online who voice their concerns about certain things going on with YouTube or certain creators that are on the platform doing things that they shouldn't be doing and putting people in danger. That's the purpose of my channel and the purpose of many other channels out there, and myself and many others have talked about a really horrible person named EDP445. If you've been a subscriber of my channel, I'm sure you've seen some of my videos on the topic. As I'll get into in a moment, I'm not going to be showing any footage of EDP445 being caught doing what he has done, which was trying to meet in person with a minor to do really disgusting things with. This was an amateur sting operation that was constructed by a creator known as Chet Goldstein and his team called This was a situation that happened a couple years ago at this point. They had done a pretty awful job at trying to get justice for the actual minors that EDP445 had been creepy to, allegedly. And I use the term creepy very, very loosely because what he has been accused of is disgusting. But unfortunately, I have to be very vague with you over this situation at the moment because YouTube seems to be doing something really annoying. You see, over the past few weeks, EDP445's name has once again been circulating because a creator named Gideon had exposed EDP445 for doing this again, allegedly. Again, I was planning on doing a video about this next week. I wanted to talk about this really fast, but unfortunately, I do not have a fraction of the time that I normally would to look into situations like this and do a deep dive on it. So forgive me if I need to make any corrections here, but from what I understand about this story, as Gideon told Moist Critical, also known as Penguin Zero, in a video, EDP was in one of his Discord servers and he started talking with a 15-year-old girl, allegedly. And this was not a setup, not a decoy, this just happened. Again, allegedly.
With this case, he actually talked to a 15-year-old girl.
Like a real one, not like a decoy?
No, like a real legit, like 15-year-old girl. I was fully expected to like hold on to this for a year and then drop it. The only reason I dropped it today was because the victim, she went public with everything, and it kind of like threw me off because I was like, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But when I talked to her after she did it, she was like, yeah, the cop said it's all good and stuff. So I was just like, oh, okay. So
now the reason that EDP was even in this Discord server to begin with was because he was supposed to be doing an interview with Gideon, but at the last minute he changed his mind and expected money before he did the interview. Obviously the interview didn't happen, but I suppose he was still in the server.
I tried to do an interview with him back in early July, but he phase drugged me and he was like, oh, you gotta pay me. When we talked, he wasn't talking about paying and stuff. So I was like, bro, I'm not about to pay and so he left, but he joined my Discord, and the girl was in my Discord, and that's how he found her. And he messaged her because she had all of her social media in her Discord stuff. So what she did was she contacted my mods, and my mods told me, and then I hopped on a call with her. And the first thing I did was I was like, let me talk to your mom. So I talked to her mom. Her mom was aware of everything. And so once I got situated, she sent me everything, and then I gave it over to Skeet because he's a professional with this.
Mm-hmm. The girl he was talking to, was she doing this to try and catch him, or was she?
So he hit her up. So
Okay.
He hit her first.
So I'm not going to play the full video by Moist Critical. I will leave his video linked in the description below for you to check out in case you missed it. It does have a lot of really crucial information, and it is one of the only videos up talking about this situation right now. The last thing that is important to mention is that this was not another sting operation like back in 2021 with the Chet Goldstein situation. They did not bait EDP445 to try and talk to this girl. He contacted her on his own, and when they approached him, he was not in the middle of meeting up with the girl. He was just allegedly talking to her during this time, as far as I am aware. When they saw him, they confronted him about it, if I am correct. And Gideon claims that law enforcement was present during this, as was a cupcake costume. it appears that law enforcement was allegedly involved, and there could potentially be something happening with this situation legally, according to what Gideon claims. What I imagine is that he posted a clip from a longer video that has not yet been released, if I understand correctly. Again, I was going to do a much bigger, longer, deeper dive into this next week, so forgive me for not being crystal clear on this. Nevertheless, he posted a short clip from what I assume was a longer video that he hadn't yet shared. The longer form video, from my understanding, had the presence of authorities, which is really important for the context of this video. You see, the problem here is that EDP445 was once again caught doing the same thing he was caught doing a few years ago, shortly after making an apology video for this, which was shortly after denying all of this, which was shortly after his attempts at selling all of his YouTube memorabilia, including his play buttons, because this is following him in real life. It's not just online. This is something that is causing people to track his every move when he gets a job, when he moves somewhere. And this is because the first time this happened, he should have went to jail on the spot, but the and Chet Goldstein had botched it so bad that he got off scot-free, other than getting ridiculed online and maybe losing a few jobs from people finding out where he works in real life, allegedly. Hopefully this time things end up a little bit different, but things are also headed towards a really grim direction when covering this story on YouTube, which is a really serious situation considering that the reason why a lot of people covered things like this is to warn others who might not know who EDP445 is, hoping that nobody else will encounter him, especially people in the age group that he's trying to prey on, kids. Again, allegedly. You see, the problem here is that over the past few days, if not the past week at this point, people who have been covering this story, including Gideon himself, have gotten their videos removed from YouTube, and some channels have even gotten strikes over this. And a lot of these channels have a fairly large fan base. It's not like that this is some sort of thing where YouTube's trying to step on smaller channels because their voices aren't heard. Some of these channels that have gotten strikes and had their videos removed were fairly large creators. Gideon himself is a very large creator. Looking into this, some people have noticed that there is something written in YouTube's policy which states that it is against YouTube's terms of service to show footage of vigilantes seeking justice in the way that people like the approachers have tried to catch EDP445 in an amateur sting operation. This includes content that depicts a staged meetup that is used to accuse an identifiable individual of egregious misconduct with a minor without the presence of law enforcement. To be clear, I completely understand that YouTube does not want to be held liable for any legal issues that come from showing a sting operation on YouTube, but this second situation involved police, and a lot of people who spoke about the incident were being striked for bullying and harassment. It makes no sense on that end, especially since the first actual sting operation, which was done much more unprofessionally, was the cause of EDP445's termination. Also, this second quote-unquote sting operation by Gideon wasn't even a sting operation. He just approached EDP and confronted him. There was already, allegedly, a real minor involved, opposed to the time when he was caught by Chet Goldstein, where they used a decoy. There have also been concerns of YouTube implementing a new policy that has caused the rapid removal and striking of a lot of these videos. But the thing is, it's extremely important to share this information about this person in particular because this is somebody who is now a repeat offender. This goes to show that he is willing to continue doing this. He did make a response trying to play the pity card, saying that because of his kidney failure and things going on with his health, that this is something that he shouldn't be going through. But just recently, and this is one of the only videos I still have currently up with EDP445 being mentioned, he made an apology for this. He has apologized for his actions, which heavily implied the validity of that first sting operation that went terribly. So at the moment, if I understand correctly, YouTube seems to only be taking down videos that showcase the current sting operation, but with the policies that have been mentioned in their terms of service, who's to say that they're not going to start taking down videos that mention the first sting operation? People have been outraged by this. Many are considering YouTube to be protecting EDP445 over this situation, which is really, really disappointing. Unfortunately, it doesn't even seem like a safe topic to really even go into detail about at this moment, which is, again, really unfortunate and disappointing because this is information that people deserve to know about and deserve to hear about and shouldn't be silenced for talking about. And what really cracks me up, and I don't understand at all, is the fact that when that first sting operation came out, EDP445, who was a huge YouTuber at the time, his entire channel was terminated. YouTube saw that sting operation take place, saw that EDP was exposed for being a very, very creepy person. At the minimum, unfortunately, I can't say exactly what we all think he is, out of fear of getting this video taken down, which, by the way, I forgot to mention, yes, I have removed most of my EDP445 videos at this current time, because I really do not know if I will get strikes for those old videos, and since there are multiple, that could put my entire channel at risk, which really suck, because this situation and situations like this are really important to talk about, and it makes me so angry that anybody talking about this story is being silenced. I don't know what YouTube's end goal with this is. I think that this is a situation that's really going to be a nightmare for them in the long run, because this is just going to give them an even worse reputation. I mean, TikTok already has this reputation for protecting creeps on their platform if they're big creators, and it seems like YouTube's trying to go in the same direction, maybe. Listen, I understand the importance of being against vigilante sting operations that could potentially ruin somebody's life if they're innocent or if something is being misconstrued in a way, and I totally get the fact that the first time this happened, it really screwed up a lot of things legally, that if done correctly, they could have potentially have had EDP445 in a jail cell. I understand that due to the failure of Chet Goldstein and his team, this guy is still walking free. Granted, people know who he is and what he has done at this point. He is still walking free, and I have given many criticisms to Chet Goldstein and the for that situation, and perhaps that's the only thing that has saved my videos from being striked this far. But by taking down everybody's videos talking about this situation and trying to spread the word and trying to get the message out there that even without a platform, this guy is still putting people in danger. Again, not to repeat myself, I'm sorry, I am, or at least was, planning on doing a deep dive on EDP445 when I get back next week, and part of that deep dive was going to involve research on this potential victim he had that had allegedly spoken out. Like I said, since this is a very off-the-cuff video, I haven't gotten a chance to even dive into that yet, but I have heard bits and pieces of it, and even if I can't do a video on it right away, I'm still going to be looking into it as much as I can. But apparently, people who were even just mentioning this situation with this potential victim have had their videos removed from YouTube as well. But this looks really bad on YouTube, because not only are they silencing the people and voices of those speaking out against EDP445, but if this is true, then it is preventing a potential victim's voice from reaching more people because of this decision that YouTube has made. And people are getting struck with harassment and cyberbullying. Speaking out against an alleged creep, please replace the word creep with something much more severe that I cannot say right now that begins with a P. That's considered harassment and bullying. People are just trying to spread the word about this guy and share information to hopefully reach more people so they know to steer clear of this guy, because he is allegedly still doing this. Before I go, I want to read out some posts who have been made by people who have made videos on the EDP445 situation that have had their videos taken down, have gotten striked, one of which had their channel terminated over this. Starting with Gideon, he states, "Hey Team YouTube, me and multiple other YouTubers have had our videos taken down for unwarranted reasons. When all of this information is true, and I can provide the case number, please review my video and everyone else's detailing the case." A follow-up by Gideon states, "I know why everyone is getting strikes. It's because I didn't show law enforcement in that 8-second teaser clip of us talking to him. Even though cops did come and I have the case number, if you cover this case, don't show the clip, don't want anyone else getting striked." A post by Miniclin, I hope I'm saying that name right, states, "I just can't believe YouTube really protects a full-blown like EDP445 so much, they terminated me for zero reason. By the way, this is the video I reacted to in the unlisted video I was going to post, so we didn't even publish the video, I suppose, before it got removed. It was a victim that EDP445 literally threatened, I'm going to say allegedly, in this situation, just because I don't want anything to happen to this video." He then shows a post of a video titled, "I'm EDP445's victim," and then he also shows a screenshot from an email by YouTube stating, "Hi Miniclin, we have reviewed your content and found severe or repeated violations of the harassment policy. Because of this, we have removed your channel from YouTube. We know that this is probably very upsetting news, but it's our job to make sure YouTube is a safe place for all." That is just hilarious. Not the fact that they removed this channel, just the irony. "If we think that a channel severely violates our policies, we will take it down to protect other users on the platform." Really? You're protecting other users on the platform for speaking out against an alleged creep. Now, I'm not familiar with this YouTuber, but people have been saying that they have had over 500,000 subscribers, over 500,000 subscribers. Like I said, this is not just affecting small YouTubers whose voices might not be heard or echoed, because there's always that argument that larger YouTubers have a better chance of getting things repaired on their channel because of the amount of followers they have. This isn't the case, and it hasn't been for a while, honestly. And according to their pinned comment, by the way, they didn't even have strikes prior to this termination. It was just immediately terminated. Another creator named Rev states, "I just received a community guidelines strike for my EDP445 video. They claim it was harassment and cyberbullying when I stated that EDP445 A should go to jail and is a threat to children. What is going on at Team YouTube? Why are you shielding?" A follow-up stated, "It is official. YouTube is actively shielding. They quadrupled down on my community guideline strike and are now painting EDP445 as a victim of a staged meetup to accuse him of egregious misconduct with a minor. I'm losing my mind at Team YouTube at YouTube." They show a screenshot of an email they've received which states, "Hi Rev, thanks for your patience while our team looked into this. After further review of the content, our team has confirmed that the strike on your video will be upheld in line with our harassment and cyberbullying policy. Specifically, the video includes content that depicts a staged meetup that is used to accuse an identifiable individual of egregious misconduct with a minor without presence of law enforcement at a timestamp of 2:04 to 8:03 respectively. I understand that this isn't the outcome you were hoping for, but I hope this additional information provides some clarity on our decision. At YouTube, we understand the value of free expression and take great care when we enforce our policies. While we try to allow as much content as possible, YouTube is not a platform for activity like behavior, stalking, threats, harassment, bullying, or intimidation. For more information on this policy and what type of content is not permissible, please reference this help center." This has also reached another YouTuber, Turkey Tom, or Tom Dark, and he stated, "At this point, Gideon, Not Sense Society, Rev, Jamari Speaks, YouTube Briz, and myself have all been struck by YouTube for talking about EDP. This has gone too far." He then shares a video, which I can't even play here because it has clips from that sting operation in it, but you can go see it over on Twitter or X or whatever the hell it's called at this point. I'm not sure where things are going to go from here. I would really love to be able to tell you that this is all some sort of misunderstanding on YouTube's behalf and that this could be a bot issue, this could be a glitch or something along those lines, but I simply do not know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if people will ever be able to talk about EDP445. I hope that they will soon be able to, because this is simply ridiculous, and the fact that YouTube is not allowing people to share this information to the public and share that he has once again been caught allegedly trying to be creepy towards another minor in person is so beyond my realm of comprehension that I have a headache just talking about this. I am livid, to be completely honest. I'm not trying to catastrophize here. I'm not trying to sound doom and gloom, and I am definitely not going to attempt to say that this is for sure a thing that is happening. This is just something that I am afraid of. So when I say something that I am afraid of, it's not even something that I'm saying I think is going to happen. It's just a fear that I have. Take this for what that is. But to me, if this is all set in stone and YouTube is actually legitimately doubling down and this isn't the effect of bots or just an automated response of some kind, what other videos are they going to start striking down that call out creepy people? I really want to say other words than creepy people, because creepy people can mean anything, but in this context, I hope you know what I'm referring to. People that are dangerous to let your kids around type of creepy people. Are they going to start striking down videos of people talking about Mini Lad, James Charles, a creator who I have been planning on making another video on, by the way, EDP, even though he's the subject of this video, Colleen Ballinger, Zoe Laverne, plenty of other people who I haven't even gotten a chance to talk about yet on this channel? I know in this instance, showing Gideon's footage is what has been heavily leaned on as the contender for getting strikes, but will they start pushing this bullying and harassment policy on other topics? Again, I want to reiterate, this is just a fear that I have. It's not an assumption that I have on what is going to happen. It's just something I worry about, because if they're going to try and claim that people calling EDP445 a creep and other things, is bullying and harassment after the horrific things that he has done and even apologized for just to do it again, allegedly. What's stopping YouTube from doing this to other videos, calling out other creeps? Again, this is something that I genuinely hope gets cleared up and is some sort of misunderstanding on YouTube's behalf at this point. As somebody who loves YouTube, it really disappoints me to see that this is the direction that it's going in, but I honestly have no idea what's going to happen, and I really wanted to just talk to you guys for a few minutes about my frustrations about this. I wanted to uplift the voices of people who have had strikes, had their videos, and some who have had their channels removed over this. Unfortunately, as of right now, I have had to remove all of my videos on EDP445 except for one, which was in a mashup video where I also talked about other YouTubers like Colleen Ballinger. I did have to cut a clip out of the EDP445 segment that showed the original sting operation that took place, but to be even more cautious in this video, I don't even know if I'm going to show EDP445's face at all, just to be on the safe side. Hopefully soon this all gets cleared up and people are able to talk about this in an unrestricted way where they can actually discuss the circumstances that have happened and share this information to their viewers so more people know to stay away from people like EDP445, because in my opinion, he is a dangerous person to allow your kids to watch, allow your kids to interact with, or God forbid, allow your kids near. I hope that by the time I come back, which will be soon, that I will be able to make an actual in-depth video on this circumstance without having to censor myself, without having to worry about showing his face in the video, and that something will be done to allow people to talk about this in an educational way that shares to their audience what is going on. In the meantime, I just ask YouTube to please consider that this video is not meant to harass or attack anybody. I have not shown any clips of any sting operations in this video, but I hope that in the future I am able to rediscuss this entire situation. If I am, I will do one long video from start to finish and talk about everything that has happened, since I have to remove the videos that educated my audience on everything that has happened this far. I am so angry and disappointed with YouTube right now. With that being said, thank you if you've made it all the way to the end of this video. Again, sorry for the lack of edits and just the half-assedness that this video pretty much is. I just really wanted to talk, and I don't have a lot of time to spare to make a regular, normally formatted video that you're used to seeing here, but I hope you still listened anyway. Thank you if you have. Thank you to everybody supporting me over on Patreon. Thank you so much to anybody who has given me a super thanks, and with that being said, I will see you soon in another video, hopefully where I am not going to have to be censored, and hopefully nobody else will have to be censored talking about this in the future. Hopefully YouTube does the right thing and fixes this situation. I'll see you later.